Shashidalek, good morning, students. Well, what is more interesting other than starting our day with a hot cup of tea? Yes, so here is our tea. Now, while you enjoy sipping through the hot tea, I just want you to ponder over these two questions. The first question is, which state in India is the largest producer of tea? And the second one is, do you know the history of tea? How the tea originated? Yes. By now, I hope you got the idea what the lesson would be about. Yes, today we are going to read a tea from Assam. We are going to learn about the tea and we are going to learn about Assam. Okay? Yes. Now, this particular lesson, it talks about the journey of two friends, okay, who goes to Assam, which is a part of the northeast India. Okay, yes. Now, in this lesson, we are going to learn about the brief history of tea, and more importantly, we are going to learn how to write a descriptive writing. Because when you go through this, you will find one particular paragraph which is a very good example of how the descriptive writing should be. Okay, now it gives us a vivid picture of Assam and its tea garden. Okay, yes. And finally, we will learn the importance of studying in advance about the place you are going to visit. Okay, now sometimes as a traveler, whenever you are going to visit some place, it's important for you to do some kind of a homework. Okay, yes. Now these are the things that we are going to do. Okay, now let us move forward. Now this is the beginning. Okay, we have got two students, Pranjal and Rajbir, and they both were studying in Delhi school, and Pranjal was from Assam and Rajbir was from Delhi. So during their summer holiday, Pranjal, who lives in Assam and whose father was the manager of the tea garden, invited Rajbir to his hometown. Okay, now this is their story. It's a very simple, short, article on Assam. So I'm not going to explain each and everything, but I just want you to look at how this paragraph begins. Okay? Yes. You tell me, how did this paragraph begin? Yes, this paragraph begins with a quotation or a conversation or a monologue. Okay? Diagram, like this. Okay? Yes. Now this is how the paragraph opens. Now they were traveling to Assam, not by car, not by aeroplane, but by train. Okay? Yes. So in the train, whenever the train stops, okay, what do? You just get out of the train and you will come across so many vendors. Now vendors are the people who sell things, okay, in the railway station, in the bus station, on all these things. And whatever they sell, okay, we call it the merchandise, okay, they shout from the top of their voice, okay. So that's why it is called high pitch voice. And that chai wala was saying chai garam chai, like this. So probably it must be the morning or in the afternoon when we usually have tea, isn't it? Okay, yes. Now the two boys, they sip the steaming hot liquid. Not only them, those who were in the compartment, everybody was enjoying their tea. You got it? Okay, yes. Now here Rajbir. Now Rajbir is a student and he has got one habit. Whenever he visit any place, he always used to study and read about that place in advance. Now what did Rajbir say? Rajbir said that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world. Did you know this? No? Okay, yes, over 80 crore cups. Now this is a data long time back. Okay, now if you look at the present data, it may be more than that. Okay, yes. So Rajbir said this, okay, and then his friend Pranjal, who was living in Assam, okay, yes, he did not know all these things about his own hometown, isn't it? And he was surprised. Wow, like this. Now here we see one expression. Now whenever you write something, it's important for you to put some expressions. Okay, now these expressions will spice up your writing. What are some of the expressions? Yes, yay, wow, oh, oh my God, all these are expressions. So it's better you, what should I say, use this expression. Now here, the writer has also used the expression. You got it? Okay, yes. Now the train stopped for a few minutes and they had tea, and then the train started moving. Okay, yes. Now these two boys were students. Okay, and then look at their habit. They have got the habit of reading books, isn't it? So Pranjal, he buried his nose in his detective books again. Now he must be reading a book. What kind of genre? Genre is detective. Genre is different types. Okay, yes. Now he was interested in reading detective stories, so that's why as soon as the train started moving, he buried his nose when he started reading, okay, his detective books. And what about Rajveer? Rajveer, it was not that Rajveer was not interested in reading. Yes, he was also interested. He was a strong fan of detective stories, but at the moment, he was more interested in looking at the beautiful scenery. He was keener, means he was more interested in looking at and enjoying the beautiful scenery. It was green, green everywhere. Why Rajveer was interested in looking at the beautiful scenery? Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Why? Because he was from Delhi, a metropolitan city. Okay, he would not get the chance to see all the greenery. Okay, and then as they passed through the soft green paddy fields, and then they came the tea bushes. Okay, the train was moving. So this is the opening of the which is the story Tea from Assam. Okay, two school going children. Okay, Pranjal and Rajveer. Did you understand? Okay, yes. Now let us read further. Now, here I just want you to pay attention to this particular place. Okay, yes, I've already written there. Look at the descriptive paragraph here. So, what is a good descriptive paragraph? Descriptive paragraph is a paragraph which describes. Now, how will it become a good descriptive paragraph? It will become a good descriptive paragraph when you show and not tell. Normally, what do? We just tell. We don't try to show. Okay? Yes. Now, let us try to look at this. It was a magnificent view. Now, not just a magnificent. Now, how, what should I say, Assam looks magnificent. He explained everything. He just tried to show. Now, this is a good example of descriptive paragraph. Okay? Yes. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could reach. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were the tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved doll-like figures. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimney. So you see, he was not just saying magnificent, how it looked magnificent. He was trying to show us. We were able to see a vivid picture of that place. Okay, so this is how the descriptive paragraph should look like. Okay, yes, you have to show rather than tell. Okay, yes. Now suppose if you are writing a descriptive paragraph on Dharamsala, instead of saying Dharamsala is very big, Dharamsala is very beautiful like this, okay, yes, instead of telling all this, you just try to show the rivers, the trees, the mountains, all these things, and only then your paragraph becomes descriptive paragraph. Okay, so if you want to know more about the descriptive paragraph, you just Google it and you will get lots and lots of information. Okay, yes. Now let us move. Okay, yes. Now Rajveer was, what should I say? It was his first time visiting such hill station, so he was, what should I say, shouting with excitement, okay, to see the greenery. But on the other hand, Pranjal, he was not that much excited. He didn't share Rajveer's excitement. Why? Because he belonged to the same place. He had already seen all these things. You got it? Okay, yes. Now, from here, there are some things that you need to know. Okay, the first one is Assam has the largest concentration of plantation in the world. Okay, so I told you Assam has the largest concentration of plantation, not just in India, but all over the world. Okay, yes, so you will see enough gardens. There are lots and lots of gardens, although in India itself there are so many tea gardens. Okay, we have got Himachal, we have got West Bengal, but Assam has the largest concentration. Okay, yes, and then we know that Rajveer is the person who used to read, okay, about the place he would like to visit. So he must have read so many literature about Assam, and he was saying, okay, no one really knows who discovered tea. Yes, no, who discovered tea? We don't know. Okay, there may be some stories. There may be many legends. What do you mean by legends? Legend means a story which is passed down from one generation to other generation. Okay, yes. Now, no one knows who discovered, but there are some stories related to the tea. Now, do you know some of the stories I asked in the beginning, isn't it? So let us try to see. Yeah, generally there were two types. The first one is Chinese legend, and the second one is Indian legend. Okay, now how do the Chinese, which we say, tell the story? Okay, the Chinese, they believe that there was a Chinese emperor who used to boil the water before drinking. So one day what happened, few leaves of the twigs means small branches like this, okay, burning under the pot, fell into the water. That the twigs, the small branches, thin one, this fell into the water, and it started giving a delicious flavor. Flavor means towa, tima shimbu, towa shimbu judu, and then it is said that they were tea leaves. Now this is how, which we say, the tea was first discovered. According to the Chinese legend. Okay, now we have got the Indian legend. Okay, that is, okay, yes, there was one Buddhist ascetic. Ascetic means the monks who stay in the mountains and they meditate. Okay, they stay away from rest of the people. Okay, so there was Bodhidharma. Okay, what did he do? He was just meditating, and while he was meditating, he always felt sleepy. Okay, so in order to, what should I say, stop feeling sleepy, what did he do? He cut off his eyelid. So eyelid are the hairs that grows on your eye, isn't it? He just cut. And now what happened? Out of these eyelids, what happened? 10 tea plants grew out of these eyelids. And these leaves, the leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banish sleep. So, what should I say? Whenever you feel sleepy or lazy, what do? You just have a hot cup of tea, and it seems that you feel energized. Okay, you fresh up. So this is the story, isn't it? So they believe that if you put these leaves of this plant and put it in hot water, it will banish sleep. Means kick out. Banish means kick out. Okay, sleep. Okay, you feel fresh. Like now, these are the two legends. Okay, we don't know. Okay, yes, about others. Now, more important. Now, it was believed that the tea first drunk in China. So the tea was first drunk in China, and 2700 BC, now before Christ. Okay, first in China, and in fact, the words such as tea and chini are from China. Okay, these words chai and chini, it is said that these words are from China, isn't it? Okay, and then from China, the tea came to Europe in which century? In 16th century. Now, during that time, the tea was not drunk as a beverage like nowadays. Okay, tea is one of the beverage, means the drink. But during that time, 16th century, the tea was drunk as a medicine. Okay, yes. Now, these are some of the information. Okay, so I want you to keep this information in your head. Okay, yes. Okay, now we are, what should I say, going back to the story, and what should I say, the two boys. The train clattered, means the make sound, okay, at the Marian Junction. So whenever the trains of it used to produce, which is some kind of mechanical sound, isn't it? So that is the clatter. The boys, who were these boys? The Pranjal and Rajveer, they collected their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Dekhai. Okay, now you note this down. Okay, Dekhai, it's a tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. So Pranjal's father was the manager of a tea garden. Okay, yes. And now hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. So veer means turn sharply. Okay, and then they turned and they crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dekhai Tea Estate. So Dekhai Tea Estate. Estate is a large, what should I say, place, isn't it? So tea, normally it's grown in a not a small place, large place. So we call it estate. Okay, yes. Now on the both sides of the gravel road. The gravel road means roads which is filled with small, which is stones. Okay, were acre upon acre of tea bushes. Now I told you Assam has got a large quantity of tea, isn't it? So the tea is grown on acre and all neatly pruned to the same height. So if you have seen the tea garden, you will see all these tea gardens were pruned to the same height. The prune means you cut, okay, now of the same level. Okay, it's not that some tea leaves grow high and some low. No, it's all same. Okay, and what were they? They were a group of tea pluckers. Pluckers mean pick out, okay, with bamboo baskets on their back, wearing plastic aprons. So apron is one cloth. Okay, even when you cook in the kitchen, what do you do in order to save your beautiful dress? You put on an apron. Okay, yes, they were apron and they were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Newly sprouted means the new branches that coming out. Okay, they are plucking. Okay, Pranjo's father slowed down to allow the tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. So Pranjo's father was there and he just allowed one tractor which was full of tea leaves. Okay, now this is the second flush or spouting period, and the father was explaining this to the two boys. Okay, it was the second flush or spouting period means when the tea started growing. Okay, the second time. So that means the tea used to come out too. Okay, yes, isn't it, Babu? Yes, Mr. Baru. Okay, Mr. Baru. Who is that mean? Mr. Baru is, what should I say, Pranjal's father. The name of the Pranjal's father is Mr. Baru. Okay, Ravi asked. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. Okay, now what is the, what should I say, correct, okay, the time, okay, for the tea to grow? It's between May to July. Now you have to remember these months. Okay, May to July, and it yields the best tea. So that is the time when the best tea come out. You got it? Okay, yes. Now Pranjal's father, Mr. Baru, was surprised because it was Rajveer's first time visiting the Assam, but he knew so many things about Assam and the tea like this. So, what did the father say? The father said, "You seem to have done your homework before coming here." Now, I just want you to look at the meaning of the homework. Okay, so here we are talking about the connotation and denotation. So, connotative meaning and denotative meaning. Denotative meaning means the exact meaning of homework. What is the homework? So, homework is which is the work that is given for a student when they go home. The homework is the work they do when they are in home, isn't it? But here, what does homework mean? It has got the different meaning. So this is what is the connotative meaning. The connotative meaning is you seem to have done your homework before coming. Means now Rajveer must have read, okay, about the place Assam and the tea. So that is the homework. You got it? So Pranjal's father said in surprise, "Yes, Mr. Baru." Rajveer admitted. What did he admit? He admitted, Rajveer admitted that before visiting Assam, he had read so many things about Assam and the tea. "But I hope to learn much more while I am here." So Rajveer was very inquisitive. Okay, he wanted to learn so many things about the place he visited. Do you understand? Okay, so I told you this is a very short lesson. And in the lesson, what we learned about Assam. Okay, Assam is the largest producer of tea in India, not just in India, in the world. Okay, what is the best time when the tea comes out best? It was the month of May to July. You got it? And these were some of the things. And I told you to pay attention to that particular paragraph, which is a good example of descriptive paragraph. Okay, and I also introduce you to the different types of meaning. First one is denotative, and the second one is connotative. Denotative means the exact meaning, and connotative means the other meaning. You got it? Okay, now this. So with this, we have finished with the three chapters from the topic, the glimpses of India, isn't it? So India is large. Now there are so many beautiful places, there are so many beautiful culture, there are so many beautiful people that you can see in India. Okay, so India is very beautiful. Okay, these are some of the which is the places, and there are many more places that you can read, that you can visit in future. Okay, yes.